Hello, everybody. Welcome to Phil's Place. Here to talk about the Steelers' win against the Baltimore Ravens down on their field in front of their fans. It was a much needed win. I don't know that they really got the win, but they did because there was a very controversial play. It would have been the Ravens' second to last possession in the fourth quarter, where a touchdown pass was thrown to Zay Flowers. And it was reviewed and it was reversed. But it certainly looked like to me, and I think to many others, that was a touchdown pass. It looked like he caught the ball. It looked like he had possession. It looked like he made a football move, had at least two steps with that reception, but then he dropped the ball. We will take it. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. And especially in a situation where it looked like the Steelers defense was on the verge of another complete collapse in the second half, because that's what we've been seeing recently with the way the Steelers defense has been playing. But 7-6, Steelers fans should be happy. I'm happy. And I'll get into details of this game tomorrow night with my partner in crime, John Toth, aka JT, on his Sports Bible podcast. We do every Monday night at 8:00. We go live. It's called Steelers Rewind. So we'll get into that. But I do have a couple thoughts about this game that I wanted to share. Aaron Rodgers stepped it up. I have his numbers right here. He threw for 284 yards. He was 23 for 34, threw a touchdown pass, no interceptions. He wasn't sacked, and his quarterback rating was 103.1. That's very good football. That's excellent football. And this is coming from a guy who turned 42 this week, who has a broken wrist in his left hand and almost had his nose broken last week. So he deserves huge kudos for this win. I don't care what anyone says. You know, everybody's down on him, which I was too. Everybody was ready to move on from him after last week, and I was too. But this guy showed up, and so did DK Metcalf. He had a hell of a game, 7 receptions, 148 yards, no touchdown passes, but that's okay. His longest reception was a 52-yard pass, and he averaged 21.1 receiving yards per catch. So it was just, a good game by the offense. There's obviously some calls that I question, especially in their last possession. 2 runs pretty much up the middle that didn't get them much, only 3 yards and two carries. It was 3rd and 7 and threw an incomplete pass, which was like basically a 2 or 3 yard pass. They had to punt. Thank goodness there was a hold on the special teams for the Ravens that drove them back. I'm guessing to like the 20-yard line. I can't remember exactly where they were pinned back to, but the Ravens were ready to march downfield. I wasn't convinced that they were going to score and win the game. I really felt that this was the Steelers game at this point. But on their last play, Lamar Jackson was forced to scramble, and Alex Highsmith caught up to him, sacked him, and that was the game. And if it wasn't for Highsmith being there, I think Cam Hayward would have had him because he was pretty much right there too. So, and I also want to give a shout out to Patrick Queen, who came in and he covered Mark Andrews very well on that last play in their second to last possession. That was after the touchdown was taken away from them. He covered Mark Andrews pretty tightly, led to an incomplete pass, 4th down play. That's when the Steelers got the ball. Patrick Queen was hurt. He looked like he either re-injured his glute or did something with his hip. But everybody was surprised to see him come back in. I know I was, and he really stepped it up. In fact, I think I have his numbers too. Patrick Queen, he had 7 total tackles, 5 solo. For playing hurt, because I didn't think he was going to play today, to be honest with you. Not a bad performance. Cole Holcomb, nine tackles, 4 solo. Alex Highsmith with 1 sack, Brandon Eccles with the sack, and my favorite player in defense, James Pierre, with an interception, a key interception in the first half. But anyway, I just wanted to give those shout outs to those guys on defense, especially Patrick Queen. Got a true story real quick. I hurt my hip yesterday. I was taking out the garbage. We only have 2 steps from the mud room, the laundry room, into our garage. I slipped on the second step, landed on my wife's car, and I'm kind of on the IR, but after I see Patrick Queen go back on the field after he was hurt, I think I can probably suck it up and maybe get back to getting my hip a little bit better right now. So that's my long list of fluky, clumsy accidents that I have throughout my life, and it's not going to be my last one. I just hope the next one isn't going to be the one that puts me in a body cast. So, okay. Anyway, good win for the Steelers. Come visit us tomorrow night on youtube.com at sportsbible24, as JT and I will give a full review of this great Steelers victory. We're going to take a look at the playoff indications of what may transpire. This really should be the Steelers' division to win from this point forward. They play next Monday night at home against the Miami Dolphins, and the Miami Dolphins have won 4 in a row. So they're not a team to sniff at. They've got an excellent running back. They've got some good players, and it's definitely going to be a very good game. So, okay, thanks for listening. Thanks for dealing with my goofiness, and we will see you tomorrow night on Sports Bible. And then I will be publishing more episodes for Phil's Place. So, all right, take care. Enjoy that win. Have a good evening.